Hello, my name is Angelina Suazo, and this is my art history final video project on the evolution of Christ's Pantocrator from Rome to Byzantium. In this video, I'll take you on a visual journey through time to explore how early Christian artists portrayed Christ as ruler and teacher, beginning with the mosaic at Santa Pudenziana in Rome and ending with the iconic Byzantine Pantocrator in Hagia Sophia. By comparing these two works, we can see how Christ's image evolved from Roman imperial portrayal into a more spiritual and symbolic representation of divine authority. Diving into some historical context, the Santa Pudenziana mosaic was created around 410 CE, during a moment of major transition in the Roman Empire. Christianity had recently become the official state religion, and artists were experimenting with new ways to visualize Christ's authority. Robin Jensen, in Understanding Early Christian Art, explains that early Christians relied on familiar Roman visual traditions to communicate new theological ideas, especially the idea of Christ as a divine ruler and teacher. At the same time, Cyril Mango's Byzantine architecture and decoration shows that even in late Roman works like Santa Pudenziana, we can already see the early foundations of Byzantine visual culture, including hierarchy, symbolism, and the use of sacred architectural space. Together, these insights help us understand Santa Pudenziana as a transitional work that bridges Roman naturalism and the emerging Byzantine aesthetic. The Christ Pantocrator at Santa Pudenziana is one of the earliest surviving images of Christ enthroned in majesty. According to Smart History, Christ sits at the center on a jewel-studded throne, wearing a golden toga that resembles imperial clothing. His right hand is raised in a gesture of teaching, while his left holds a book of scripture. The official Basilica di Santa Pudenziana website highlights the architectural background, which resembles a Roman palace, reinforcing Christ's authority through familiar imperial settings. The Art of the Middle Ages database adds that the mosaic's strong outlines, warm colors, and naturalistic shading reflect late Roman artistic techniques. All three sources emphasize that this mosaic represents Christ as a ruler firmly rooted in Roman artistic language, blending imperial imagery with Christian theology. Over the next several centuries, Christian art shifted eastward towards the Byzantine Empire. Thomas Matthews, in his journal article, The Transformation of Christ in Early Christian Art, explains that Christ's image gradually moved away from Roman realism and toward a more abstract spiritual style. This shift reflected major political and religious changes: the fall of the Western Roman Empire, the rise of Constantinople, and the growing influence of Eastern theology. Mango's work on Byzantine decoration further shows how artists increasingly emphasize Christ's divine nature through gold backgrounds, frontal poses, and symmetrical compositions. These developments mark the beginning of the iconic Byzantine Pantocrator, a Christ who is less human teacher and more cosmic ruler. A powerful example of this new style is the Christ Pantocrator in Hagia Sophia. Unlike the Santa Pudenziana mosaic, this Christ is not seated in a naturalistic architectural space. Instead, he appears against a shimmering gold background that symbolizes heaven. His expression is stern and solemn, emphasizing judgment and divine authority. Cyril Mango explains that Byzantine artists use gold, symmetry, and frontal poses to create a sense of timelessness and spiritual presence. The lines are sharper, the colors are cooler, and the composition more rigid, all designed to inspire awe and contemplation. This Christ is no longer a teacher in the Roman palace. He is the eternal judge, ruling over the cosmos. When we compare the Santa Pudenziana mosaic to the Hagia Sophia Pantocrator, we see both continuity and transformation. Both works place Christ at the center, using symmetry and frontal poses to convey authority. Both use gold to signal divinity, but the differences reveal a major shift in Christian identity. Santa Pudenziana's Christ is grounded in Roman realism, surrounded by apostles in a recognizable architectural setting. Hagia Sophia's Christ is abstract, otherworldly, and removed from earthly space. As Matthew argues, this evolution reflects a broader theological shift from Christ as a human teacher to Christ as a cosmic ruler. The art mirrors the changing world around it, from the political structure of Rome to the spiritual empire of Byzantium. Why this evolution matters. This evolution from Rome to Byzantium shows how art helped shape Christian identity across cultures. Early Christians used familiar Roman imagery to legitimize their new faith. Later, Byzantine artists developed a visual language that emphasized Christ's divine authority and eternal presence. These images were not just decoration, they were tools of teaching, worship, and political power. By tracing this information and this transformation, we can see how art reflects the values and beliefs of the societies that created. Thank you for joining me on this visual journey through the evolution of Christ Pantocrator, from the imperial teacher of Santa Pudenciana to the divine judge of Hagia Sophia. These mosaics reveal how art adapts to changing cultures, politics, and spiritual needs. I hope this project has shown how powerful and meaningful these early Christian images are, not just as artworks, but as expressions of identity and belief.